Welcome back. I'm here now with Leah Vincent, author of the recent memoir, Cut Me Loose. Leah, you've also written some amazing pieces for the Forward, and we thank you for that. There's a story that we are just publishing now talking about this new genre of literature, of what we call OTD, off the derech, meaning people who have sort of left the path of ultra-Orthodoxy into a different kind of Jewish life. And I'm wondering how you see yourself fitting into this overall trend.
I'm definitely part of this trend. I'm part of this self-identified community, and it's a really exciting, it's like a new immigrant community. It's a really exciting, bubbling kind of place to be in, and it's become central to who I am as a writer and a thinker and a human being.
Did you ever imagine that you would be spending so much time writing, especially writing professionally?
No, not at all. I knew I wanted to write my memoir one day, but I really was very committed to integrating into normal life. And I went to graduate school, and after graduate school I got that job I wanted, and it was really just like, I'm going to move full steam ahead and forget everything.
So let's just wind back a little bit for some of our viewers who may not have had the chance to read your story. Tell us briefly where you grew up and why you decided to change your life.
Briefly. I grew up in an ultra-Orthodox community, non-Hasidic. It's called the Yeshivish community. I'm one of 11 children. My father's a very prominent rabbi. When I was a teenager, I started to push back against some of the rules that bound my life, and my parents reacted very harshly, and I found myself on my own as a teenager and spent many years suffering and having a really hard time trying to pull myself back together, trying to rebuild a life, until I finally did that and got to where I was, and then decided, hey, this history of mine is actually powerful and important, and I don't have to ignore it and drag it after me. I can enter it and wear it and let it be part of who I am in the world.
You know, to some degree, this strikes me as the quintessential American narrative. You know, if not the prodigal son or daughter, then certainly the person who goes from one place in his or her life to the next, oftentimes through pain and suffering and loneliness, and then somehow figures out how to weave the past into the present and future. How does this fit into a particularly American Jewish narrative, do you think?
That's something I'm still grappling with. I have such a strong love for America, not everything it stands for, but the fact that I'm an American, because I feel like my journey unfolded the way it did and all the goodness came because of the opportunity to reinvent yourself. I'm still learning what it means to be an American Jew. That's kind of new to me, because I know a Judaism that said it was captured all of Judaism, which was very different than probably the Judaism you grew up with or experienced, or most of your viewers have. So I'm still figuring that out, you know.
When do you start telling your daughter about your story? She's 2.5 now.
She's 2.5 now.
When does that begin?
So I think for myself and as a parent, I think a lot about what kind of parent I'm going to be. I'm going to be very open with her. I feel like that's the best thing I can do for her and the best thing I can do for me. I was raised in a culture where, particularly in my family, my parents told us nothing about their humanity, and I think that that's damaging. It's out there in the world. I don't want my daughter to find out about my life story from some stranger. I want her to know who I am, especially because it's part of her life, because our parents bring their ghosts into our lives, and I think acknowledging that is more powerful than ignoring it.